What's up everyone, Chris from Duckalope Outdoors. We got an awesome video for you coming. But before you skip ahead to get to the guts, stay with me. All right, we plan on taking this channel to the next level. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and the thing is that we want to grow this community because we are here to share and spread the knowledge of hunting, fishing, and outdoor stuff. Sharing knowledge is our biggest thing, is learning from what not to do, what to do, things that you could change, and just sharing what we do, so hopefully maybe it can help you in the area that you hunt. We currently hunt in Virginia and Maryland. I'm PCSing to Fort Campbell come after waterfowl season, so if you're into the Tennessee, Kentucky area of duck hunting, deer, turkey, fishing, that sort of stuff, my content will start being made there after waterfowl season. Justin and Higgins will still be down in Virginia, and they'll be hunting, they'll be doing a lot of fishing, that sort of thing. I just gotta get them spun up on how to edit the content and to get it to me so that way I can upload it. The thing that we're gonna start doing is making t-shirts. So this t-shirt right here is the first ever made. My wife just whipped it up for me, and it says Duckalope Outdoors on the front. It's got the skull with the antlers, and the back has got turkey feet. It says @Duckalope_outdoors, that is our handle. The thing to be a part of this community is hashtagging Team Duckalope. So if you got information that you want to share, if you don't have a channel built already and you don't want to build one, what you can do is just make a video, hashtag, Team Duckalope on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever. And of course, other people are going to see it and, learn from your experience. Whether if it's kayak stuff, hunting, fishing, anything outdoorsy. So the thing before we get started, I also want to put in here is that if you're on those channels, whether if it's Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, I'm going to subscribe back. I will follow back. Just leave it in the comments on YouTube, because when you subscribe, it doesn't let me know. Only lets me know every 20 people. So leave it in the comments. Say, hey man, I just subscribed. I'll go to your channel and I will subscribe back. As we get started here, I have a waterfowl box that we're about to go through to include my my blind bag, and I'm going to show you all the things I bring with me and the reason why. Because my main source of hunting is off a kayak, so you're going to like what's in this box because probably there's some things in here that you haven't thought of. So the things I'm going to show you are the things I pack within my waterfowl tote box. This is the box I like to use. A lot of waterfowlers that travel all over the place, they can, put it in a tough box, throw all their stuff in it. You got all different shapes and sizes, but it'll fit everything and keep your stuff dry and keep it from getting all banged up, especially when you're throwing it in the back of the truck. So that's the box itself. So I already kind of went through it this morning. I'm not gonna lie to you. I took out some trash and that sort of thing, so that way you're not just seeing me throw junk all over the place. So the first thing I want to show you is a goose flag. This is good for getting attention, especially if you're hunting in a field or even if you're hunting on the water. It's just something to stick out of the blind, and it's got the arms that come out like this, and you shake it, and it pretty much imitates, it looks like a goose landing. It also works for sea ducks as well. It catches their attention. You'll see guys that sea duck hunt, they'll have a flag that's black and white, and they'll shake it and that sort of thing. It just gets their attention to make them come in within gun range. The next thing I really love to bring with me, so these are like PVC gloves. You can pick these up at Harbor Freight. You can pick them up on Amazon. You can go to Bass Pro, Cabela's. You're going to spend a little bit more if you buy them there. But they're fleece lined. They'll keep your hands warm and also keep them dry. So they come pretty much almost all the way up to the elbow. And when you're picking up decoys, especially if you're kayak duck hunting or goose hunting, picking up decoys out of the water, you want to keep your hands dry. If you're wearing normal gloves, you're more than likely going to get wet if you don't have something slung like this. You also use it to paddle as well. I got my lanyard. So these are the calls I'm going to be running this year. I'm really not going to switch it up at all. So the thing I have on here is a finisher. If you don't know what this is, you definitely need to go check out the finisher. It's pretty much to dispatch birds. So if you happen to cripple one, or if he's not dead all the way, you can take this thing, slip it up underneath their skull, and it it kills them quick and painless, really quick. I got the JT short fuse. I did a video on that if you want to go check it out. I got the quack head. This is like a cheap goose call. It's really easy to blow on the low end, so that's my other goose call versus the short fuse. It's more like high pitch, reaching on out there. I got the JT CQ2. It's a double reed acrylic. We got the Contentnia Creek Waterfowl wood duck call, and also I got the Drake call from Duck Commander. All right, you need a dry box to keep your licenses and your phone if you want to keep it dry. Dry box always on a kayak. Everything is always getting wet. I got a hat. You can pick this up at Walmart. You got a face mask. Sometimes I use face paint. The mask is just easier for me. I'm in the Army. I'm tired of using face paint and scrubbing that crap off my face. So the face mask, it's really easy to just throw over and take off, especially when you're going home and you don't want to look like you just went to a beauty parlor. A hand warmer is always nice. I suggest it with hot hands, especially if you're hunting in super cold weather. Inside my pouch here, I normally keep an extra flashlight, and I keep chapstick. So hunting out there on the water, the wind is always blowing out there on the Chesapeake Bay, so chapstick is a must-have. We'll get into the blind bag in just a second. Other things I keep in here are flares. You have to have some sort of a flare device on your kayak when hunting in Maryland. You need at least 3. This bag comes with 4. So, I mean, this thing comes in a waterproof bag already, so they're not going to get messed up. But you need it, or you'll get a ticket. Another thing that you'll need is, well, you don't necessarily need it if you got tough hands. But if you're on a long paddle, like me, I have to paddle at least 1.5 miles to get to where I want to go on the Chesapeake Bay on the kayak. So always got a pair of kayak gloves with me. That's for early season. Of course, late season, I'm going to be wearing PVC gloves. The seat. So I did a video on the redhead blind on the H10. So it's not just made for the H12. Don't let the people fool you. So by using that blind on that, you don't have a seat. So this is just a nice seat that you can pick up at Walmart. You can use it deer hunting, turkey hunting, that sort of thing, but it gives you a little bit more cushion instead of just actually sitting on the boat. Another thing I keep in here is an anchor. This, I did a video on this with my fishing video, what to bring with you when kayak fishing. Definitely something easy to make yourself instead of buying it. You can make half this stuff yourself and save yourself tons of money. I keep an extra headlamp. My big headlamp is hooked up, getting charged up right now, but headlamp is always good. A pair of binoculars. These are my big ones for scouting, so I won't actually have those with me. My smaller ones are in my blind bag. Another thing it's nice to have, especially if you're working in a group. So if you're looking for a down bird or something like that, a pair of walkie-talkies, just cheap. It's always good to be able to communicate, talk, so that way the guy back at the blind can be like, hey man, go to the left, or go to the right, especially if you don't have a dog. It's nice to be able to do that instead of screaming all over the place. Another thing I keep in here is a speaker. This thing is a JBL speaker. I use it mainly just for paddling out after the hunt. Just to listen to some country music instead of, myself talking to myself. All right, so to get into the blind bag, I got a pair of gloves, so that way if I'm not paddling around or anything, I picked these up at Walmart. I think I got them on sale. They're like 10 bucks. They'll keep your hands really warm. You'll need a jerk rig. So a jerk rig is good anywhere, especially out here on the bay. It's something that people typically don't use out here. I'll hook some mallard hens, mallard drakes to them, and I'll get them splashing around, especially when I see some sea ducks out there. So I'll have one cord, and I'll be splashing the jerk rig, and I'll be using the flag in the other hand, and it gets their attention. I got a duck tote. I make these myself. If you're interested in me making you a duck tote, I'll make you one. Just send me a message on Instagram or leave a comment on YouTube. So I do all the hand tying myself. I don't do the O-rings at the bottom because the slip knots will stay in place around their neck. The O-ring, if you're bouncing around walking through the woods and everything, there's a chance that it could pop out from around the head. But it fits nicely. So it comes about just right below your pecs. All right. Other things I keep in my blind bag, hearing protection is a must. These are the Walker's Razor. These things are electronic, so when a gun goes off, it of course protects your ears, and then once the loud noise is done, you can talk to your buddies at a low, soft talking voice, so that way you're not having in hearing protection, have to talk real loud. I got a knife. It's always good to have, especially working with out there on the water. Some bug spray. This is for early season. These are my small binoculars that I was talking about. These I picked up at the camera store. I used to work at for a camera store back before the Army, so these I picked up lots of like optics and that sort of thing before I left there. These are the shotgun shells I'm going to be running this year. It's the Kent Fast Steel 2.0, 3.5 inch number 2s. So I'm going to be using them on ducks and geese. I'm not 100% sure what Justin and Higgins plans on using, but this is what patterns the best out of my shotgun. All right, so in the top of this blind bag here, I got a fork and a spoon, because you're always going to be eating lunch or breakfast out there in the blind, so it's always good to have a utensil on you. These, this little pouch right here. So what I use instead of spinners, because a spinner is expensive, you're talking 80, 90, 100 bucks. I use Flocka Flickers or Flicker Flockers. They're made by Mojo. They're waterproof, they're lightweight, and you can pretty much throw them anywhere within your decoys. They're round, you cut them on, and they're timed different. So one will be spinning, the other one's off. This one cuts off and this one starts spinning. You can use them for dove, ducks, anything. So it's white and then like a OD green on the back. But I find that this works for me pretty good. And then I have my face paint, and you can tell that thing's been used. So I've had this thing probably since, I don't know, my 3rd deployment to Afghanistan. Just messing around with it. As for the shotgun I plan on using, I have a Benelli Nova pump. Shoots 3.5 inch shells. I have the Pattern Master extended choke on it. It's a extended full choke. I did a pattern video. If you want to see the way it patterns with your cheaper shotgun shells, I did a video on it. Just make sure to click on the videos, go to my reviews or how-to playlist, and you can check it out there. Justin and Higgins will be up here the day before September 1st, and hopefully put the smack down on the geese. I'm now counting about 150 to 100 on some days back behind the house, and I'm starting to get their timing down, and they come from the area that we plan on hunting. So this is a big community that we're in. We all need to help each other, share information, not spot burn, but at least share what works for us and how to help others. So I hope that you support this mission that we're doing, and I hope that all y'all are staying safe and excited for the season to come, because now we're at like 17 days. It's gonna be awesome. The numbers are looking really good around the Maryland and Virginia area, and hopefully we will get some amazing content for you. So subscribe, follow, and I will definitely follow and subscribe back. So I appreciate y'all watching this video, and y'all have fun.